If this smudges on the bottom, I'm calling on the whole thing. Welcome to my channel of secrets. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're reviewing the new clean brand at Sephora, Merit Beauty, clean at Sephora verified, all that type of stuff. I have every single thing from their collection. I'm gonna put them on my face and tell you if they're worth your dough or not. And this is our completed look, but let's just go ahead and get right into it. I feel like there's so many brands coming to Sephora this month that I'm really excited about, and I'm planning on doing videos on all of them, so you know, are these just like new hyped launches or are they actually worth it and good products? So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss those upcoming videos, turn on those post notifications, and if you happen to enjoy this video at any point, a thumbs up would be great. It'd be very nice of you. But let's go ahead and get into the makeup. Merit is a new clean at Sephora verified brand. They have 7 products in the line. Like I mentioned, I have every single one to try out. We're going to be starting with the Day Glow highlighting balm. This is super sheer, so I'm going to use it almost like skin prep. They have two shades. The shade that I have is Cava Champagne, and they also have a Rose Gold. I wish I had maybe like one or two deeper shades because both of these are very light. I'll pop that on the screen now. $30 for 0.14 ounces of products, which I feel like is a little bit steep, but it's described as a translucent moisturizing highlighter made for daytime wear that illuminates your skin, importing a dewy balmy sheen with zero sparkle. Packaging is pretty cute, just this plastic tube, and here's what the balm itself looks like. As described, it is very like sheer and glowy. Definitely no glitter, just very finely milled shimmer in there. So I'm just gonna use this on the high points of my face before we go in with the foundation. Also just to moisturize. I do have all my skincare on, but as a little boost. Actually just, ow. I'm just gonna blend this in with my fingers. We will come back and revisit that on top of the foundation, but the foundation base product, whatever you want to call it, from them is called the Minimalist Perfecting Complexion Foundation and Concealer Stick. This is $38 and it has 3.7 grams, 0.13 ounces of product, and there's 20 shades if I counted correctly. I have 3 shades to swatch today. Starting on the left, this is Cream, fair with warm undertones. In the middle, we have Linen, which is light with neutral undertones, and then the last shade all the way this way is Dune, light with cool undertones. That does not look cool undertone to me. These all look warm. I mean, you can tell that one's a little bit more neutral. I think we're gonna have to go in with the lightest shade. This is described as a lightweight, medium coverage complexion stick with a natural looking finish to replace the foundation and concealer in your makeup bag. Personally, I'm not looking for something to replace foundation and concealer because I feel like they do different things for a reason, and I like different types of formulations. But you know, I get it. It's like a minimalist type of beauty brand. These would have been a much better match if I actually had a tan on right now. So I think I'm going to actually use the middle shade just because it has more neutral undertones. This is the shade Linen. They recommend that you apply this with their brush, which I also have here. I'm really not sure how much to use of this. I have used it before, but not a ton. So I'm just going in and starting to blend this out. Hopefully it looks good. Usually my skin and stick foundations do not go well together because I have very textured skin, and I feel like creams like really sit on the top layer of the skin. Look at the redness difference. A lot of coverage. I do really enjoy the density of this brush. It's really soft, but has just the perfect amount, I feel like, of softness, but also brush density to blend in a cream foundation really nicely. I feel like it blended in super easily. I'm not noticing anything looking like terrible so far. In my pores, I feel like it's sinking in a little bit, but other than that, I mean, it gave me a really good amount of coverage, blended in smoothly. I didn't really have to like work with it. I also feel like it didn't dry down quickly. So let's go in on the other side. It smells a little bit just like natural makeup-ish, nothing too crazy. I'm probably using more product than the normal person would use just to cover all my redness. We are foundationed up. I'm surprised by this. It blended really nicely. Sometimes I have trouble with like cream foundations, especially on the nose when using a brush to get anything to look smooth, but it looks smooth. It's not accentuating my texture. It is pretty dewy at the moment. I also feel like the claim of it being medium coverage is correct. Sometimes I feel like clean brands try to like say that it's medium coverage, and I find that it's very light. This lives up to it. Definitely a really good solid medium, at least in my opinion. I feel like you could totally build this up, but I'm going to stick with this medium layer we got here. I use quite a lot of product. It's almost like medium full at this point, but you know, it's all good. So although this claims to replace your foundation and concealer, I'm not going to use it as an under eye concealer because I already tried that the other day. Did not go well. It creased. Anything that's this emollient I find under my eyes, it just does not work well. So we're going to use a separate concealer just for the sake of keeping this a good look. I'm just going to use my ColourPop Pretty Fresh. This is the Fair 10N shade, which is also light, so hopefully it'll balance out our shade here. I'm just blending that concealer using my Haley's Beauty sponge, which I just washed, even though it looks still dirty. That is done. I went ahead and set right under the eyes here so we don't get any creasing with the concealer. I didn't set the rest of my face because we do have some more cream base products to try out. So next up we have this little cutie here, which is their Flush Balm Cream Blush. $28, and it comes in 5 shades. I decided to get the shade Terracotta. I figured I could use this as both a blush and a bronzer. Again, 0.31 ounces of product. I don't know what's normal on a cream blush. And there's a shade. These are very sheer. If you don't like pigmented blushes or like to build things up, I mean, this would probably be great for you because it is so sheer. Personally, I wish it was like a little bit more pigmented, but we can work with it. I don't know. I don't love this packaging. I feel like it feels a little bit cheap and a little childish. That's just me though. The packaging is really beautifully aesthetically, but for this, if it was just in like a regular cream blush container, I might like it a little bit more. I'm going to use my usual cream blush technique where I put it on the back of my hand and then go in with my Luxie small contouring brush and pick it up on there and then apply it just so it's not picking up the foundation onto like this little ball here or disturbing that. Let's try this out. It's very sheer, so I'm not expecting a lot right off the bat. That looks really pretty. I'm liking that. It's a really nice hybrid bronzer blush shade for sure, at least for my skin tone. I am worried though that because these are so sheer on deeper skin tones, if they would show up at all or if you would have to really build up the pigment. This is one of those products where I apply it and I think it's nice, but I feel like in my collection I would probably never reach for it again. It's just not like wowing me. Like, it's pretty, it's glowy, but I have a lot of products that are very similar. That moves us on to the highlighting balm, which we did already apply to the skin before the foundation, but now we're going to use this as an actual highlight. I'm a little scared to apply it directly on my face again because I don't want it picking up the foundation. So maybe we'll do like a similar technique of just applying it onto my hand and then picking up with a brush. I'm actually just going to use my fingers. I don't really know what brush to use. This is another very sheer product. It's glowy and pretty as suspected. I am going to set the rest of my face because I'm oily. If I start off this oily, at the end of the day, it'll be a hot mess. So I'm giving it a little bit of a chance to not get super oily. I'm gonna use the CoverGirl Clean Fresh. It's just the translucent one, especially the forehead here. I'll leave the cheek section unpowdered, but everything else I'm gonna hit with a layer of powder. So here's what the base looks like with a little bit of powder on. I don't hate it. Not usually what I go for. I feel like around my nose here, you'll be able to see it's just already looking a little cakey, and that usually only gets worse throughout the day. But the cheeks are nice. It's giving me the subtle minimal vibe, which this brand is very on that wave. So we'll see. I'm very curious to see how it wears. Let me know in the comments below what you think it's looking like so far. I'd love to know your thoughts. All right. Let's do brows. Their brow product is called the Brow 1980 Voluminizing Eyebrow Pomade Gel. Is it a pomade? Is it a gel? I guess it's both. 3 shades: brown, blonde, and black brown. I do wish they had more shades of this. There's not really a shade for redheads. At least the blonde that I have here is cool toned. It's not warm, which is great. That's the shade that I have here. And this is $24. Claims to be a tinted, flexible pomade designed to give you your most face framing brows yet, shaping and grooming them into place for a natural, bold look. I have tried this before. I didn't find that it has very good hold. I guess I'll just put it on my brows bare, and then we could go back in and fill them in if we need to. Here's what the brush looks like. By the way, this packaging is actually cute. I like the gold. It feels a little more high-end. I'm just gonna start in the middle of my brow so I don't get too much the fronts yet. Brushing them upward. The texture of this, I just put it between my fingers. It's a little weird, but it's like very creamy, almost like a little bit oily in a way. I don't know. It's kind of confusing me. Just on its own, it did obviously make them look a little bit more like they're there, but I don't have a ton of brow fullness to begin with, so I feel like I still want to go in with a pencil. It defined them nicely. It reminds me a little bit of Glossier Boy Brow, but not as like drying or like full hold. So just to fix those, I'm gonna go ahead and fill in my brows and then we'll be back. They don't have any eye products, so I'll do my eyes as well and then we'll wrap up with the lips. Did a very minimal eye look to go with the minimalist vibe of Merit, but I did use the new About Face like fluid eye paint. I did that as a little fun liner. Really cool formula. I'm interested to play with that. It reminds me a little bit of the Dennis color fixes, but more liquidy and like a little bit faster drying. So we'll see, but I feel like the color was pretty. It was relatively easy to work with. And next from Merit, they do have a mascara, which looks like this. I love this packaging. I think it's really cute and sleek. Can't go wrong with black and gold. This is their Clean Lash Lengthening Mascara, $26. An everyday mascara that defines, separates, and lengthens lashes for a wide awake look with no smudging ever. That's a bold claim. We'll see if it smudges. We will see. The brush is pretty basic looking. It's not one of those like plasticky ones. It's one of those soft bristle babies. So let's start with this eye over here. Sorry if you hear that. It's my dishwasher. Okay, that looks pretty. It's not super dramatic, but it is giving me the length that it claimed to give me. I'm gonna see if we can build it up even more. Also, for being a lengthening mascara, it does give me separation and volume, which I appreciate. I'm gonna pop this on the bottom. If this smudges on the bottom, I'm calling bullshit on the whole thing. It's pretty, it's light, not my cup of tea. I would like all the drama, even if it looked a little bit spidery, I'm down for it. But I guess this fits in with the like minimalist, no makeup type of look because it like looks like my lashes, just darker and more defined. So I think it's pretty, definitely not horrible. We'll see how it performs. I have to clean everything up. But yeah, so far, I don't know, I'm not that excited about anything yet, unfortunately. Let's talk about the last product I have, which are their Shade Slick Tinted Lip Oils. I have two shades and this packaging is very cute, just like the mascara. Oh, these are $24. Say that they're a sheer tinted lip oil infused with rosehip oil and shea butter for healthy looking lip all day long. It says that it's long wearing. I'm very curious to see how a lip, what is this called? A lip oil could be long wearing. This is the shade Pink Beat. Very cute pink shade, and then next to it look very similar, but this one is Marrakesh. I'm probably butchering that. Please somebody correct me in the comments, but this is described as a bright peach, definitely some more orange undertones. I'm gonna go with the Pink Beat just because I feel like it's a little bit more flattering with my skin personally, but I think we're gonna do a lip liner first just so it's got some guidelines to stay within. Now let's apply Pink Beat. That's super pretty. These are very thin and actually pretty pigmented. You know, definitely feels like an oil consistency, very thin and juicy. I have no idea how this is going to be long wearing. I have no idea why it says that. Maybe it'll do something magical. Here's our complete look and our first check-in time at 2:42. I will wear it until the end of the day and see how everything holds up. I'm not offended by anything that's going on here. I do feel like the cream foundation just is already looking a little bit cakey around my nose, clinging to dryness, and right in my smile lines. It's like already settling a little bit, and I feel like with cream foundation lint just sticks all over my face. But I feel like the cheek products, the highlight, it looks nice. I'm not totally crazy about anything with this brand yet. Maybe if something wears well, I'll really recommend it. But I would say at this point of time, there's nothing that's screaming to me, you need this. It's very unique. You probably don't have this in your collection, honestly. I feel like the brush is my favorite. It's a really nice brush. And maybe the mascara if it wears well, if you like a more natural look. But I will see you guys at the end of the night. It's now 10 o'clock. We've been wearing this all day, and yeah, I definitely have some thoughts on it, which is good. I'm glad I have thoughts. Anyway, let's start. The first thing I noticed is the blush and like the highlight is looking patchy, especially on this side. I was wearing a mask, so I guess that makes sense. It probably just rubbed right off since it's a cream product. Also around my nose, it seems to have worn off a lot. It's breaking up around my nose and also in my smile lines. The forehead, I'm not really mad at. I feel like it didn't rub off too bad. And also I don't feel like the foundation enhanced enhance my texture on my cheeks, which I would say is the one positive for this. Overall, not the worst cream foundation I've ever tried, but I don't really love it. I don't think I would reach for it again just because it doesn't wear well on me. That's just my preference though. Usually those types of products don't work. Maybe if I tried it just on the outer part of my face and use like a different product for the center, we could try that. That definitely goes the same with the highlight and the blush. This is really pretty. I feel like it's still on my face and giving me a glow, but it is more emollient, so it just tends to pick up color and rub off. Maybe if I don't plan on doing much, I might reach for this, but the blush, I feel like wasn't super pigmented. There's tons of other cream blushes that I like more than this one. I'll have to make a whole cream blush video. If you are interested in that, let me know. That would be another sort of pass for me. The brow product is pretty nice, but it did not give me like a good hold at all. I'm not sure if it's really supposed to or just give you a little bit of color. It's not something I would use on its own. I feel like it needs to be layered for my brows, at least with a brow pencil and another brow gel to help them hold. So for the price, this is something I don't think is worthwhile either, which leads us to the mascara. This claimed not to smudge. Here's the tea. I don't know if you can see, but there is a little bit of smudging right there under my eye. Does that help? But barely any. So I'm glad that it didn't smudge everywhere, because that would be super weird if it claimed not to smudge and smudged a lot. I do find that it is flaking though all around my under eyes. It's sort of like stuck to the foundation. So although it's pretty and natural, I would say you might like this if you like a natural everyday mascara. I feel like most of the mascaras I use do produce a couple flakes throughout the day anyway, so it's not something I'm totally mad at. But again, I don't know. I'm so like meh about these products. Lastly are the lip oils. I just put one on again. I think they're really pretty. They're similar consistency to the Ilia ones. Very thin, very oil-like. I like the packaging of these. I think they're cute, but I do feel like there's tons of other drugstore products. There's tons of other brands that offer similar products. So if you wanted a lip oil, I think these are really pretty. I like the color payoff. I like how they're glossy and lightweight. Other than that, it's not something I'm like, oh wow, crazy about. Last thing, I do enjoy the brush. It's so funny. Out of this makeup brand, this is my favorite thing that I've tried. I have a clean one here. The brush is really perfectly soft and dense. If you wanted a good foundation brush, I would recommend that one. I feel like it works really well with the cream products if you use a lot of cream products, or if you just wanted one for liquid foundation. I've tried it that way as well, and it seems to work very beautifully. So at least there's one thing. These are all still relatively new products to me, so at this point I'm not really comfortable recommending any of the products at the moment besides the brush, because I feel like I need to test them more. Nothing has blown me away formulation wise. I think they're similar to a lot of products and brands that I've already tried. I'd love to see some more innovation in newer brands. Not to say this isn't like cool, but I'm just saying I've seen it before. It's minimalist, it's a vibe. I think I'm just biased because I don't like minimalist cream makeup, but if you like that, you might love these products. This is my personal taste. I like things with more pigment, more full coverage, just fun stuff to play with. That was it for today's video. Thank you all for tuning in. I'd love to hear in the comments below, are you excited about brands like this, minimalist, no makeup type brands, or are you kind of tired of it? You know, if you watch my channel, I'm very bored of brands like this unless there's some sort of cool innovation to it. I'd love to hear your opinions though below, so connect with me there. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't already, and if you did enjoy this video, give it a thumbs up so I know that you did. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye.